Slave, you heard.
You the man, bro.
You heard. And we in the building, family. Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. Thank everybody for tapping in. From the little ones to the big ones. I thank you everybody, from the sons to the grandsons to the daughters to the wives to the aunties to the uncles, the great grandfathers, the great grandmothers. Thank you everybody for tapping in, from the West Coast to the East Coast to down south to back up to the Midwest. You heard?
How y'all doing, y'all? That's fine. You already hope you funny. Good evening, man. My apologies for being tardy because I've been a bit under the weather. Apparently, something I ate a couple few days ago hasn't agreed with me yet, and it ain't turned ready to turn me loose. So we're still working on getting that cleaned up and cleared up, and so we'll be running healthy and back on schedule again. So man, let me apologize. Now I owe you another jumping jack, 50 jumping jacks. So I'm up to probably like 7,000 jumping jacks. Um, so today, of course, is Conspiracy Tuesday. I've got a couple books I want to show. This one is new. I picked this up by Tom Hartman, called The Hidden History of the Supreme Court and the Betrayal of America. You got to get it. All right. This I'm going to see if we can show it.
Showing it excellent.
Okay. So you got to get this book. This is an important book. It talks about a bunch of different stuff that the court, how the court and the big business sold us out and sold the people out, right? But so that they can go in and buy politicians. So definitely get this book. Thank you, big brother Nicholas. We appreciate you. You are absolutely right. Stop eating it. You, baby, you said it. You're right. Okay. So make sure you take a picture of this book. Get this book. You got to have it. And when you start to understand how the Supreme Court and these court systems are manipulated by business, then you understand how our politicians operate. Okay. Make sure you get this. All right. That's one. And then there's another book. This is an older book. This came out before COINTELPRO. Right. I didn't forget I had it. I just had to go do some searching in my library. And there's another one. You got to get this book too. Oh, definitely, Pastor. I'm going to get it together. This is called Black Americans, the FBI Files. This came out before the COINTELPRO book. All right. So you can see the number of persons that they talk about. And it says amongst others. James Baldwin all the way to Malcolm X and more.
W.E.B. Du Bois.
Right.
And James Baldwin was considered supposed to be more friendly to the establishment.
No, actually he wasn't. When he wrote the book called The Fire Next Time.
Right, but I'm saying they was looking at him like that. They considered him a threat.
Yeah, to the establishment.
Definitely. Wow.
Definitely. Because he left and went to Paris. And then when he came back, it was like he saw America in a whole different light. No, that doesn't say that the Parisians or the French or whatever don't have their prejudices, because they do. Okay, because if you look at most of West Africa speaks French because of the French. But they also have some other things that are not as strict there as they are here. If you fly to and go land, decide you want to stay over in France or whatever, as soon as you land, you get universal health care.
Wow.
Okay. You're still going to have prejudice because of racism and systematic racism in the world. But at least some of it is not as bad in other places. Like Paul Robeson, who was a staunch, and he's mentioned in this book as well.
I know he was going to be in there.
Yeah. He's mentioned in his book as well. Well, he left and he died. I'm going to die American. No, he didn't. No. He ended up dying over in France, and he's in a mausoleum there.
Remember, he got blackballed here.
He got blackballed here, so he had to go and find a way to make a living. So Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois died in Ghana in 1963. He died on the same day that they did the March on Washington.
Wow.
Right? They had the greatest rainstorm they had in a couple hundred years in Ghana on the day that he died.
Wow. So he left America too, W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah, he left America too. Most people want to fight for something that we don't have. What we have to do, and I know we're going to jump into what,
No, do your thing. This for you later toward the show.
We have to understand that as we look at this document called the Constitution, it does not include two groups of people. One, the Native Americans that they call savages. And it's clearly written in the preamble. But you can't get the new document because the new document kind of slides it out. The old hand-printed document, that if you can find it, you have to go look in there. It says the preamble, and it talks about those that are not included, that are excluded from this document. They're supposed to give you life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and all this other mess. It says those that we consider to be savages, indigenous savages, and those that we have labeled as 3/5. Very clearly says that. So even freemen are not considered to be free here or part of the organization of these so-called United States and the 13 colonies. The only person that's given any, and he's not even mentioned, but if you look at it on the $2 bill, is John Hanson.
Yeah.
Who was the president of the second Congress, right?
One of the continental United States at that time.
Yep, it was the continental United States, and he was the presiding. They didn't say president, and he was the presiding. I'm busy right now. I gotta call you later. People act like I don't have a life other than to sit up there and listen to them. What the hell? He presided over the meetings for the Second Continental Congress. I want to say his name and signature is on the document that they ratified as the Constitution, but he definitely presided over it. So he may not have, because it was in Philadelphia, he might not have had his name, his signature on there. But if you look at the $2 bill, there's a dark caricature, a dusky man. That's him. That's John Hanson.
What's up, Tony? You know why they did that, don't you? They moved it from Philadelphia, right, and took it to D.C.
Go ahead on. Why they do that?
No, you remember that? Remember the first Congress? White House was in D.C. I mean, not D.C. Remember Philadelphia. Remember when the British came? They burnt that down.
Well, but also we have to remember William Penn, who Pennsylvania is named after, who's a Quaker. He has something to do with that as well.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He had something to make sure that everything was taking place in Philadelphia. In Pennsylvania. That's the reason why they call Philadelphia the city of brotherly love. Now, you on time. We didn't start till a few minutes ago.
Yeah. We just been on.
Yeah. So they moved it because as a power move. Because what the Quakers were trying to do, they were trying to be the group of people that say, we have to stop and abolish slavery. But you can't have George Washington and all these so-called founding fathers of whatever that say we're upholding slavery, and here you got a group of people, the Quakers and all these other people, Mennonites and everybody else, saying, "Hey, look, we can't. That's inhuman. We got to stop it." So they moved it to an area. So that's the reason why DC will never have a state, become a state. The District of Columbia.
Right.
Because if it becomes a state, when states were being ratified to be part of the Union, then now you can't have slave owners and slavery there.
Right.
Just the same way you couldn't have the largest plantations weren't in the South. They were the most brutal, but the larger plantations were in the North.
Can you say that again? Because some people gonna miss that.
Yeah, somebody, y'all got to clear your ears out. You can hear this part right there. The larger plantations were in the North, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, which is where they were processing the fabric, the cotton that was brought up, and they were processing the sugar cane to turn it into rum and to send it back south and send it to England. So they were sending it back south to make more money off the persons who were purchasing garments. Why do you think New York is still the largest garment district in the world right now?
They call it the fashion district.
Right. Because they were the garments that they were making in order to make money, they were sending it back down south in order to make clothes for the enslaved African people. And the so-called fancy stuff for the folks in the South. They wasn't making those garments down there. They was making that stuff up here and being shipped back down there. So you charging them a charge to send the money, to send the fabric up here. And then you turn around, make the fabric, whether it be for the enslaved African people or for the so-called fake aristocrats. And then you turn around and charging them a price, not only to send it back, but also to sell it to them.
Because it was something, because you making sense, because it was something I was watching. They was talking about what we really seeing the beef is between the oligarchs and the aristocrats.
That's it. That's it right there.
They said that's what the beef really is, but we caught up in it and not understanding what's really going on.
What's really going on.
Yeah, you see the oligarchs and the aristocrats, right. Really them your rich people.
That's it. So therefore, well, as we talk about the boule are rich black folk.
Facts.
Okay. Who are going to make sure that's including the Big Six that was back in the day, and all these other people that are negotiating and have negotiated positions for African people and what they're willing to. They weren't going in there talking like James Baldwin and Malcolm X and some of these other brothers and sisters that was going in there saying, we demand what we want to have now.
Right.
No, they were negotiating creeping progress. So even though we originally have the Civil Rights Act of 1965, the first one that came 80 years before that in 1875. But the Supreme Court, who's complicit in the process, denied later on, 10 years later, they denied and shot down the 1875 Civil Rights Act that was put in place by a former justice of the Supreme Court, so that he can, like, on his deathbed, you got to pass this because it's right for the people.
On his deathbed.
On his deathbed. Pass it because it's right for the people.
But ain't that just like when Andrew Jackson, when he said he died, when he was dying, he said, I believe in the just God.
Yeah, well, that's big, but we're not included in that God.
No, but he said, no, I believe in the just God. And he was saying what we did, we're going to be judged. We're going to be, I might not be saying it verbatim, but he was basically saying, God gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna pay for what we done.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is the thing that many other groups of people have been saying as well. So did David Walker in 1834 when he wrote David Walker's Appeal, which is another book y'all got to get. Okay, he used the Constitution and the Bible to show, look, you all are wrong and out of order. Frederick Douglass' speech to Congress in 1852, July 5th, 1852. How in the world do you want us to celebrate when we're in bondage?
Right.
So people have been saying this to them this whole time. And because people say, well, God been to our will, not us been to God's will, they don't care.
No, the only reason I said that, because did you see when Trump saying he's not going to get into heaven? He know, but see, that's what I'm saying. I respected the truth on what he said.
Right.
Because he know. That's why I say these people don't believe in God.
No.
Because they know the stuff that they doing. And this is where I feel like the religion was hijacked and you see more people can be paid off. Because if he could, and I got to give him a shout out for that. Because he can't, I don't think I'm going to get in there. But he knows a lot of other people.
But
I'm saying if they believe in the way.
There you go. Yeah, that part right there.
Yeah,
because what do they do? They make their heaven here on earth.
Right.
They don't, and then off the backs of everybody else. Then meanwhile, we sitting here waiting to die.
Facts.
that's incongruent with nature.
Right.
If we understand, it's becoming fall.
Right.
September 22nd, we started the fall season, which
Right.
meant that the earth, and this the ancient people said that because now the scientists want to say, oh, but the earth tilted. We knew that. We were very clear about that. Because everybody's beliefs is based on nature, whether you understand it or not. Because walk around here in a t-shirt and shorts in about a month and see what you get. There'll be some people doing it because they screws ain't too tight. Okay. And as a person that skis, I done seen people go out there and ski in short. Hey, I done seen people out there ski in bikinis and all that other stuff. All of that crazy. I'm sorry, it's cold. I ain't doing it.
For sure.
Now that don't mean I don't like to be out there skiing. I enjoy it. That's one of the things that I love doing, and I enjoy doing it, so I go do it. But at the same time, I'm also being geared up for the weather.
For sure.
Because eventually, like we already see, it get dark right around 7 o'clock. Now, a couple months ago, it was getting dark after 9. And then when they switch the clock and say you lost an hour, it's going to get dark at 5 or 6. That's the nature of things. If other people are using that type of logic to have a life here, like how in the world do you have the Carnegies who stole millions of dollars and so as above as is below? Absolutely. And that's African. That's African. That ain't European. That ain't coming from some other viewpoint. That's African. So there's like, even with me dealing with the stuff that I'm dealing with because I ate somewhere I probably wasn't supposed to, I can heal myself. That's my job. What am I going to the doctor for when I should know what it is and where it come from? It's called self-analysis.
If people really understood the science, you know, your medicine cabinet at?
It's in your refrigerator.
Your kitchen.
It's called kitchen chemistry for a reason.
Yeah. That's your medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people don't understand that is what you eat. See, people don't get it. Like, let's just be honest. When you looking at, you see, we don't know. We might have been. You don't know what our ancestors was when they came, before they came here. You know what I'm saying? See, we took on, and I mean, if you listening to the Bible, these is for the Bible thumpers. When they say you've been in a strange land, eating a strange fruit. A lot of us wasn't eating. We probably wasn't eating pig.
Oh no! If you did, because the pig is wild, you have a different meat, and it doesn't have the junk in it that it does over here because they're different. You go on
but if you really pay attention, it tell you. I'm saying I'm going to the Bible.
That's okay.
It tell you not. It was never for you. The pig was never for you to consume. Really, meat. Animals was not for you to consume.
Only on special occasions.
But it was certain ones, like you said, you might eat some lamb or something.
Right.
You know, meat. You know what I'm saying? Or you might, like they saying, don't eat bird because, like, you know, as far as how they flying and what it's so much stuff that we probably wouldn't eat. Like, I'll give you a better example. Like over here in America, they say it's a lot of salt in our food. We have more of a salt food. But when you go over to like other countries, you know what I'm saying? It ain't high in sodium.
Right. Well, that's because of how the food is processed here and how it's grown here, right? So I have some people, brothers and sisters that I drum with, right? Traditional West African drum, or fairly traditional. At home, when they're home, especially, and I remember there's one brother who was from the Congo. He says he won't eat pork here, but when he goes home, they'll get a wild boar and he'll eat it there. Why? Because it eats wild things and it's clean. Whereas here, that's not the case. The animal's not cleaned here.
But see why you still don't supposed to eat it, because you got to understand what the pig is, wild older man. I mean, or what's the name? Like it was really for and I ain't trying to get off deep into it, but really what it was was really to clean waste.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying what it is. Just like when they tell you shouldn't eat shrimp or we shouldn't eat stuff, from the bottom of the sea because that's what clean the sea.
Well,
they eat the wasted stuff. I mean, I'm just saying if you go look at it, why you shouldn't eat shell. You know what I'm saying? Different thing. It's a reason why we shouldn't do it.
But also we have to remember the reason why we shouldn't do certain things is based on the culture from which we live. Right here in America, if we ignore, because really it is being ignored, the things that are said in the holy book that most people walk around and carry, there's a plethora of things that they say don't eat, but people eat it anyway.
And that's why you had a short lifespan.
Right. Well, not only that, look at how much working out we doing. Look at how much moving around we doing. We don't do as much as we should. If we did, we'd have a different physical outcome as well.
I mean, just even look how you see some people be 30 years old, be looking older than you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't think you 60,
right?
You don't look 60. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like you can tell certain people. It's like, but it's our lifestyle because we don't give our body enough time to get rid of because like the processed food. We don't like you know this. They say it take say you ate a hamburger for red meat to take 3 to 4 days to go through your system.
Right.
But what if you eating red meat every day, 5 days a week?
Well, remember the dude who did Supersize Me?
Right.
Who ate the McDonald's every day?
Facts.
All the time. He ate McDonald's for like a month or 2 months or whatever every single day.
And
he went from and he ended up dying a few years ago.
But this is the stuff we'll still go feed our kids.
Yeah, but that's because we've been told that fast food is food and it's really not food. Right. Because we the excuse is that we don't have time to cook.
Because they need you working more.
They need you working more, then you got to deal with this, and I can't deal with that, and all this other stuff. So they got us stretched out, so we don't have time to do the things that we're doing like we're doing right now. Having family hour.
Facts.
Okay, having family hour. So once we start to sit down and say, look, you know what? There's a point in time when you knew this. Hey, we eating at 5 o'clock.
Facts.
You come in at 5:01, your ass didn't have a plate. You better be there, washed up, clean, chores done. You can go out and play, but you already know. If you hear that door crack open, you better be walking through that door, washed up, getting ready to sit down because the family sat down and ate now. Now what it is one person want this and another person want that and somebody else want this and everybody else want this, and there's no family cohesiveness anymore. Done by design on purpose. That ain't no conspiracy. We can clearly see that.
Right. I agree with you.
Okay. We can clearly see that. But in a country with the idea that not just this country, but England and France and all these other places that say certain things that they eat are delicacies or whatever, they ignore any rule and law and decide to eat whatever they want to. And then don't worry about what are the consequences for doing that. Say this one more time. It's my big sister Hope just got on my head. My son, hey, Dad, let's go eat. Okay, cool. No problem. Where we going? Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, no problem. Man, what? Then come to find out they cook their food in beef tallow. I didn't know that. You think I'd have ate? No, but I have a glass of water and my stomach be rumbling, but I'm rolling up out of here. And I've been suffering ever since. If I'd have known that they cook their food in beef tallow, I would have never stopped there. But like what Sister Hope say, hey, guess what? Cook your own food.
Facts.
Which typically I do. It was just, hey, Dad, let's go out. We're just going to go hang out. Let's go and put on a baseball game or watch the baseball game and get something to eat. Now, people do what they do. My system can't tolerate it, so I'm real clear. This is not the first time this happened. It's the second time it happened.
Facts.
So guess what? You don't get 3 strikes on me because I don't like this feeling of, I can't eat what I want to kind of eat. Got to be careful. And now you got to go buy burners and go buy ginger and all this other stuff in order to get myself together.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, because also the other part about it is cleansing out whatever this is.
Yeah, but you know what? We don't teach that though. We should do
No.
like what I'm on. I've been starting like a parasite cleanse.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking, doing the vitamins. I've been doing oil of oregano, like different things. You know what I'm saying, to do it, like cleanse your body from. Because I know
Right.
you got to think over 20 some years of eating bad, 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you all them toxins that's been built up. So that's what I've been, and that's why I do try to
Yeah.
stay working. Now, I'm gonna go work out. I'm happy to have a boot off now if I can get back to do some cardio and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like taking the health because like me and brother damn Uncle Carla had on this morning.
Mhm.
Like me and him was talking. We was like, nah, health is wealth. See, a lot of people not getting to see this age. Y'all, getting to see 60. See, I'm seeing people, just look at D'Angelo and rest his soul, the
Man,
brother, 51
51.
and died from pancreatic cancer. And
51.
it's like a lot of this stuff, they know that they can heal, but that's not what they're in the business for.
No, it is big business.
Yeah.
It is big business
Yes.
to make sure that you don't be healthy.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they got rid of Dr. Sebi and a
Facts.
whole bunch of other people.
Facts.
Now, what people are doing is they being quiet, but they doing these other things because of they taking their health into their own hands, right?
Right.
I went out to the GNC out of Genesee Valley
Mm-hmm.
and talked to a brother out there, call him Coach. Now I'm older than he is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, look, ski season's coming. What do you suggest I do in order to put on a little bit more weight and be a little bit stronger? He said, do this, this, this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he told me to pick up a couple weight gains and this and that and other, and that's cool. But right now I can't drink that stuff because my stomach's messed up.
Mm.
Because what it is a protein drink. I don't want to be, incapacitated drinking something like that because I know what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then he said to get you a good multivitamin, make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables, blah, 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 and eat 5-6 times a day. Well, we working on that part. But but he gave excellent advice about taking our own health into our own hands.
Why you think they was arresting so many holistic doctors doing when COVID hit?
Man, because they had a rent. Listen, okay, I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna switch up. I went to the doctor with my sister, and one of the nurses was like, "Here, I want you to take a look at this, take pictures of this, blah 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 blah, and then don't believe." And all she said was, "Don't believe everything you hear."
Right.
When I looked up what these things were, they were all about making sure that even if you took the vaccine based upon the fact that the job told you that you had to or whatever and everything else like that, that guess what? This stuff is going to remove that out of your system. Even the medicine for because it's supposed to be RNA activated vaccine, right? But you take this stuff, even if you take the vaccine, it'll remove what the RNA sequences that it's trying to impose on your body so that you don't get affected by it. And she said, just look it up, do what I tell you to do. I'm just giving you can choose to do what you want to.
Yeah.
And guess what I did?
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up and went and bought that stuff.
But that's the thing, like I get a lot of people, they coming down on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You know what I'm saying? But see, when you got the propaganda machine on both sides, you looking at, because they'll tell some people, like I hear a lot of people say, okay, we open this grocery store, I can start eating right.
We start eating right now. You don't wait for the damn grocery store.
Yeah, but this what they're not saying. You can eat all day you want, but if you're not out there exercising and eating the right foods, you're not gonna lose no weight. See, a lot of people, we don't be wanting to admit like a lot of time what we done. And that's why I be like, you be acting like, okay, you got my thing is this grocery store finna be having real stuff up in there, or you finna have Doritos, you finna have Munchos, you finna have M&Ms, you finna have sneakers in there. See, if you finna have all that up in there, I know you just playing games.
Well, I'm gonna say this though. If you go to the one in Detroit on Woodward, it's the same thing. There's certain stuff that they have in there that's healthy and holistic and all else, but they got that other junk in there too. And when I saw that, I said the same thing you saying. Hey, look, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you got you and Winter's on tonight. Well, we can hang out. All right, let's run one of them videos. That's enough talking about health. Y'all understand what we was talking about? Going out there, we showed you a couple new books, not new to y'all, but not new to me. So go ahead on, family. Take your health seriously. Okay, that means if you have children, take your
I threw your curveball on this one.
Thank you, Mr. Hutchins. You're absolutely right.
Okay, yeah, they said that, yeah, that's why you got to do your I'm gonna put you up on the protein that I take, man, because it's all natural, it's clean.
That's the one I believe.
I'm gonna show you, but I don't get it from here. You have to go out and get it. You can order it.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I see a lot of people take that creatine. I ain't taking none of that because I'm a naturally thick guy anyway.
Right. With creatine, you have to be careful because what it'll do if you don't drink enough water, it'll crystallize in your kidneys. That's the only thing about creatine.
See, like when I say a lot of people don't doing that, nah. Yeah. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm more up like on the clean stuff. Like I said, I'm on my elderberry, my sea moss. Man, I've been on my vitamin game for a minute, but I mess up here and there.
Yeah, that's natural.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't gonna hold it against you.
Yeah. I threw your curveball with this one because it's not local, but it's the state of Michigan.
Okay.
I'm set to play up, let you know. Hold on, let me bring it back down for you can see. It says Michigan Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist comments lead to feud with AG Nessel. Now this is Democratic Party. Now people got to remember, I'm setting the play up. This is what politics gonna bring out. Everybody be thinking everybody cool until they want that top spot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go and set this up for us real quick and let you hear it.
There is trouble brewing in the race for Michigan's next governor. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, who is running for the top job, says there are too many lawyers in the Democratic Party. Good evening. I'm Brandon Hudson.
And I'm Sharon Asher. As you can imagine, that remark is not sitting well with the many lawyers in the party, including the state's current attorney general. So let's go live now to Fox News' Dave Smith, who has more on this story. And what is she saying?
Well, we know this much. Many Democrats in the state are saying, we have to really do some soul searching after the losses last November. That's what many political sources have been telling me. And, the lieutenant governor was making that very same point, but it's how he did it that has many Democrats reeling tonight.
I'm frustrated with Democrats. I mean, it's frustrating.
The social media posting of this video message by Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist's campaign for the state's top job is causing even more frustration for Michigan Democrats. In the video, he says,
you have too many Democrats that just are beholden straight up to corporate interests, to millionaire and billionaire donors.
But in the text above the video on X, he says, we have enough lawyers in the Democratic Party. We need builders with new ideas. It's drawn the ire of Attorney General Dana Nessel, who said in a statement, lawyers have filed over 440 lawsuits to date to hold the Trump administration accountable for the president's nearly 100 unrelenting illegal actions in an attempt to keep our states and democracy whole. For the lieutenant governor and a candidate for the highest elected office in the state to fail to appreciate the important role lawyers play in today's current landscape and our nation's history is deeply concerning and offensive to those of us who have fought tirelessly to protect the rights of so many in our state.
2024 was a year where Democrats lost significant chunks of important voting blocks.
Oakland University political science professor Dave Dulio says Gilchrist is not wrong, adding many Michigan Dems have fielded calls to do some reflection after losing sizable parts of their base.
And just here in Michigan, it's blue collar workers, it's African Americans. It's particularly African American men, young African American men.
Julio says he can't blame Nessel for defending her fellow Democratic lawyers who are working on the front lines. Meantime, Gilchrist's campaign put out a statement clarifying the lieutenant governor's initial post, saying Dem AGs are important and must be protected because they use the law to fight for our rights. We also need non-lawyers who bring diverse perspectives alongside them. Having a law degree and or having practiced law is currently the most common background for senators, members of Congress, and governors. It's time we elect people from diverse backgrounds to fix this broken system. And we'll keep you updated as this political debate continues and many others in the gubernatorial election ahead. Reporting live downtown, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Well, it's an interesting take, but really, I mean, there doesn't seem to be that anything's changing significantly because of it, or has in recent months.
Yeah, really, and
what's your take on that, good brother?
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about before, how political action committees manipulate politicians in order to be able to get what they want in positions, right? I need you to do this. I'm gonna put money in your campaign, but we need you to do this for us, right? You scratch my back, I scratch your back. He didn't say anything, and I agree. He didn't say anything that was out of order. What he's saying is the system is broken because everybody cannot enjoy the fruits of it. That's the issue. It's not. That's really the problem. It's not built, hasn't been built, and the layers of it have been put on the cake in order to make sure that everybody gets an equal opportunity and an equal chance in order to enjoy the fruits of all the labor that other people sacrifice for.
Yeah, I'm looking at, okay, is this here? Is this what we're doing? What's up, good brother? Here's the thing. On the internet, you can always find a post to suit your views.
But that's anywhere.
Yeah, that's anywhere. But see, I wanted to show that part because did you hear what he said quietly, what people didn't want to hear? The Democrats are beholden to who?
They always.
He said big business, right?
Yeah,
see, but they want to say, oh, the Republicans is held it to big business.
But that's all of them.
And that's what I'm saying.
What do Native Americans say? What's our phrase?
Right wing, left wing, same bird.
Same bird.
Yeah.
And the question is for us, why do we keep running to any one of these parties when what we can really do is, hey man, you need a shed built. You said you needed a shed built.
Right.
So let me get my brother and my other brother over here, and brother Robert's over here, and brother such and such over here, and the old man who's a carpenter who's always doing some shit over there in the corner in the cut. We come over and help build that shed. All you got to do is have your wife cook for us, and we straight. Right. That's how we solve this shit. But because we're not part of the damn system.
Right, because that's what I was looking at. It's like if you behold and say something, that might get him in trouble with the Democratic Party. Yeah. But I understand what he's saying. He and I'm not a fan of his, let me be honest. But I understand what he's saying, because just look at Flint. Where's Dana Nessel? But see, these the people who want to run for governor.
Right,
you know
because
what I'm saying?
It's a political move.
Yeah.
And so what you got to do is now we playing cutthroat.
Right.
So, he said this, and Dana Nessel, who's the AG or whatever she is. So I'm gonna say something about him because both of them Democrats.
Facts.
Okay.
And they was a part of the Gretchen Whitmer administration.
She they part of her administration.
He the lieutenant governor. She the attorney general.
So they in the same pool, sleeping in the same house, scratching each other's back in the same bed. And because he says this, what you want to do is make a power move. Right. But the thing is, he wasn't saying anything that wasn't true.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just funny how the Democratic parties, I put it with Mark Hutchinson saying, and they say everyone in Flint should give a big middle finger to Nessel. Her actions to her in Flint during the water crisis should never be forgotten. She literally let the bad actors off the hook.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying. Should none of them that's close to Gretchen Whitmer, none of that crew, like how they said, and it's just just an opinion. How, this what Weaver said. She said that she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was seeing some of the same people that was in Snyder cabinet that went over to Gretchen Whitmer. Because you looking at these billionaires.
But
you know what I'm saying? That's running this stuff.
Right. Okay. So let's go back to the very beginnings of the start of this so-called corporate country.
Mm-hmm.
the white rich landowners were the ones who were there to write the Constitution. They did not include native people that they took millions of acres of lands for and destroyed 100 million people. Nor did they include the African people that they had in bondage. And they're still not included. So we're still fighting for the same thing that we've been fighting for the last 400 some years, and ain't nothing changed. The face of it have, some of the players have changed, but those players have done nothing but put themselves in a position in order for them to make sure that their pockets that, and they're not worried about the people. So then what should the people do? The people have to revolt. How do you do that? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. You can get, and I heard on Sunday, somebody said, well, it's impossible to get 5,000 people to sign a petition. You don't need 5,000 people. But if you keep on ringing the bell enough and you keep on seeing people that don't get what they deserve, then guess what? The people eventually will get tired. What did Fannie Lou Hamer say? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. When people, we still straight. We're fine in our oppression. We love to, hey, we're comfortable in our oppression. That's fine. We'll sit here and talk about it, but what are we doing about it? And it doesn't matter. Small stuff. You just, little stuff turns into big stuff. You check every little thing. If we got this situation, and oh well, this person didn't live in the council, and they are a council member, and they didn't live in the, they'll file a lawsuit and get them removed. And if enough people wake up and get their heads out of the sand, and I was gonna say something different, but I got a whole family watching, so I'm gonna be good. They get their heads out of the sand, if people get their heads out of the sand, we're the ones that got to turn this around. If people want a different outcome for their children in school, you're responsible. I need you to work with me. Other than that, you're going to get the same results. It's also your child have to have a desire to want to learn and to want to know. That's all together. It's all inclusive. We all have to be on the same page when it comes to that. We cannot sit here and say, oh, well, just whatever they do is cool and it's fine, and whatever happens, the outcome of my kid is okay. And then you want to complain when they don't know nothing. That's unfair. What are you helping to prepare when you send that child to school? Because we have to work together. And what we're not doing as a community is we're not working together. We're not. We're complaining, and there are people shaking shakers and rattles, and they go into meetings and this and that and another, and they go to be heard, and then after they get heard, then they quit and go sit on their ass. You can't sit on your ass. We're dying. We're losing the battle here. And if we keep on losing, then there'll be nobody left, and they're okay with that. They're fine the fact that we are not taking care of ourselves. They're fine the fact that your child is not going to be a scholar and go solve cancer and all of this other shit that we could possibly solve because we've done it before. We're fine with that. We're fine with continuing to steal ideas that they've done. That's the reason why we drive automobiles. It wasn't Ford, it was Patterson, a black man in Ohio. There's a man who created a glider before the Wright brothers. In North Carolina, I'm sorry. In 1895, the Wright brothers don't create the Wright Flyer till 1903. They get the idea from him and add a motor to it. And bicycle tires. But he'll never get credit. The lawnmower. John Deere ain't got a damn thing to do with the lawnmower.
Who started the lawnmower, bro?
There's a black man. I can't remember his name. So we sit here playing around, playing games. The world don't exist unless we do. And we can make shit stop too. Why? Don't participate in it. We did it before in 1955.
Robert Church.
Thank you very much.
That's what we're doing. Thank you, your brother.
We did it before in Montgomery bus boycott in 1955, where we shut a whole city down. We shut a state down. This crap that these clowns are talking about, they ain't no damn boycott. Well, don't go to Target. Don't go. I don't go to Target no damn way.
See what that is? That's just to show them that I got some followers. I could do this. That's not to help. That's not to help the average man. That's to help whoever want to boycott. I mean, Roland Martin or what's his name? Al Sharpton. What's the other dude they trying to bring up? Jamal Bryant.
Yeah. You got a bunch of fake ass activists that ain't really done a damn thing. I've been doing this work since I was 5. Ain't got nobody pat me on the back. I don't give a damn. My children are the one that benefit from it.
You hit the Jeremiah Hamilton Wall Street. Yeah, the ball was dropped. But see, I think the ball was dropped every time they seen progress. They would, you know what I'm saying?
But you ain't seen no progress.
No, I'm saying when they was trying, what I mean by progress, like what I got another video. I'm gonna probably end the show on that one. When it tells you about Browns. What's up, Alan L in the building? Madam CJ Walker here.
Oh yeah, but look what happened to that. They got co-opted by the damn Koreans.
But that's like I think when they see industry that we can make industry, they destroy it. With the policy, even with the rap game.
They've done it.
Yeah, even with the rap game.
We'll destroy your towns. We'll destroy your towns.
Yeah, why you think they can come in? I'll give you an example, Berry Gordy. Why Berry Gordy? Why Motown Records couldn't stay in his family bit? Why he couldn't still own this to this day? Like with every business you see that they get, why the brothers, you know, when they was trying to buy distribution why they didn't want them to own distribution companies?
Because if they own distribution companies, they part of power structure. If they power the part of the power structure, then that means we can't consolidate all of the power and all of the money in this particular neighborhood.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So you can see it's a concerted effort to when you do try to push and build something, it's getting stopped. But it's just not, and let me be honest, it's just not white folks.
No,
these are black folks. Too. Yeah, these the black folks is doing this. That do
BET was sold by who?
Bob Johnson.
Okay. He had one of the best children's stories on Sesame Street. One thing, Electric Money. He had Gullah Gullah Island. Talking about the Gullah Geechee people in damn South Carolina. Guess who produced that, family? Since y'all want to be mad at him for it and y'all Me Too bullshit, Bill Cosby produced that. Bill Cosby produced that show. Him and Dr. Alvin Poussaint, the same one that came out with the Dow test. Same psychologist who helped Bill Cosby, Dr. Bill Cosby, and along with his wife, Dr. Camille Cosby, write the Cosby Show that everybody was so wonderful about. Mm-hmm. But his legacy gets destroyed because people claim some things happen that they have no fucking proof over.
Well, you got to look who's saying let's destroy his character.
Of course, because he was trying to make a move and they wasn't going to have him make a move.
Yeah. So you got to understand, like,
hold on, pause. No, the Gullahs took the island. They moved. They left the mainland part of South Carolina. They took the island and they defended the island to make sure that when the enslavers tried to come over there and get them, and because of the tides around the island, they made sure that they put up barriers that they couldn't get to them. That's how they got their 40 acres. But thank you very much for the reminder. We appreciate that. Thank you for throwing that in there.
And I do believe this too, Alan, because they wouldn't try to stop it. Blacks that become too financially independent is a threat to the power structure.
Absolutely.
And that's a fact. Because look at Kanye. Why was it such a problem? Why did he have to go up under Adidas? That's the only way he can go. That's just like you look at all the blacks that come out can dribble the basketball. Why do Lonzo Ball? They gave him hell. See, you don't know, and this is where the conspiracy come in at, because it is Tuesday. You don't know, and I'm gonna just say allegedly. You don't know if the people he was dealing with to make this, what was it, the whatever, the CO2, some shoe, remember they was falling apart. Someone was coming apart. See, you don't know who these people got connections with and who they cool with. Well, you thinking you just look at Puffy with Diageo. When he thought they was his agave plants, they was growing his for him, for he can have his own. And see, you don't know what it might be. You don't know these people over here because we ain't really doing business with these people from overseas, these other countries. They got one image of Negroes here.
Yep.
Drug addicts, lust for
Prostitutes.
women.
Yep. And prostitutes.
You know what I'm saying? And will sell their own out. They look savages. That's why you can get.
I
Yeah.
lost you.
Oh no, I'm right. Yeah, you did.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so you got to understand a lot of the stuff that we going through, but until you start getting this, you know, because I'm not saying I'm a teacher, but when you start getting different people where you can open up these schools of thought in the Black community, and not this fake woke, I mean being woke, and then you will start understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
because that's the reason why we trying to start a bookstore, a book club,
Right.
so people can start to do some damn thinking. Instead of sitting around there, I heard it off of YouTube or whatever. And then instead of going and investigate what you heard off of YouTube, that's as far as you take it.
Yeah. Because people not really paying attention. That's why you have to get really like your own, like they say, research is your best. Like I like to sit back and see how certain things be going on.
Yep. Yeah. Is this what we're doing? You're absolutely right. You're dating, and they still have it to this day. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I got some people down there that go to they've been fussing at me about coming down to their Gullah Geechee festival, and I ain't had because I got family down there, and I ain't been able to do it. But I got to get down there.
Okay, he said he's 63 is what we doing. I met him. He been to council. He be coming up here.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. We got to cross each other. That's what's up.
Good
hey, man, we gonna need you, bro. Cause like for real, we got to do something different.
Yeah, he one of the intelligent ones. He gonna challenge you.
I want that's what. Hey, listen though, that's what we need. No, because we need because he's a like-minded thinker. We need that.
Yeah, you do need it like that because because see a lot of us been caught up in the reality life. Like even with the rappers, they not telling you the hustle that they really have to get out there and grind. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got a nephew moving to Atlanta sometime, not this week. And I'm like, bro, you got to be careful going down there because they see you. And I'm seeing him doing the same thing everybody else doing. I'm like, bro, I can't. I love you as a young man and parent of my family, but your messages, I can't get with that.
But you gotta understand who controlling the music.
Right, see, absolutely.
When we don't control it, and for you to get in that game, you're gonna have to play this way.
You gotta play that game.
I think when rap went commercial, the money, but you gotta say when money come in, it changed the what's in that. See, a lot of people dogging Dame Dash, but like he trying to tell you, and people don't want to look at it because they say, oh, he broke. He might be broke to the standards of people who got 30 and 40 million. He not broke on this level, broke.
No.
And I don't think people understand that. And like with him, like he say, a person give you $180 million, right? See, we be looking at, Cash Money got this. That was a loan that they gave him.
See, here's the thing, is we keep on being ignorant enough to look at that part of the message.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at and having an understanding that, okay, so you on a cruise ship and you got all of these people on there, you got to rent the cruise ship, you got to do this, and this is going to cost you $200,000 a day, and this is going to cost you this much. Why you think Hammer run out of money?
But see, they ain't going to tell you that. They don't tell you that at the 5 years, was it 3 years or 4 years after retiring from the NBA, they go broke.
Man, because they got no real financial planner.
Right, and what they do, they man, Kevin Garnett, I forgot that podcast that they got, but they took this down. Do you know when he was breaking it down? That's why they really hate that we have podcasts because they don't want people to tell the truth. People thought David Stern was such this and that. Go pull up and see how Rasheed Wallace was saying how he would. Man. People don't be thinking, man, these owners be racist. Not just the owners. I mean, I'm just being honest. Kiki Vandeweghe that talked about Lou Aldine.
Yep.
See, but when you got to understand. You have to understand the mind state of the people who own these franchises.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they say the good old boys club.
It's that and that goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, when you're sitting there making sure that certain groups of people are going to be excluded from this constitutional rights that we're creating for ourselves. There were landowners, prominent landowners, rich white landowners. This ain't no different. It don't change nothing other than the fact that some people the NCAA, the NFL are nonprofit organizations. All of them, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, these are all nonprofit organizations. So they getting ready in DC, Sister Yogi and Sister Anna said they getting ready to build a $5 billion stadium where they moving people out of the way. Then who is it costing?
And people don't see that, but they can't see that these are, but it tell you sports entertainment. You know, but people don't see it. It's like, go get that book, $40 Million Slave.
Yeah, by William Roden, who was a sports writer, and he plays sports. It's called $40 Million Slaves. Absolutely talks about that. He talks about out of the first 12 to 15 Kentucky derbies, there were black jockeys who won until the whites unionized and removed them from being jockeys.
This for you right here. I'm going to bring up the other ones on the screen. See, bread and circus is nothing of actual values produced by gladiator sports.
Right. That's all it is.
Other than a distraction.
Right. It's nothing more than going back to we're living in Babylon. Ancient Rome. This is it. Why do you think in the Rose Bowl is called the Colosseum?
Right.
And it looks like a Colosseum.
Right.
All of these so-called places where people play basketball, football, whatever, they look exactly the same. What's the amenities? Not much.
It's okay. Say the NFL is not a nonprofit since 2015.
Okay, they changed that. Okay. So
Okay.
that's been changed. Okay. But that's one of the few. But up until then, it was a nonprofit. The NCAA is.
They should have been got them on racketeering.
Man, what?
Should have been got them on racketeering.
Absolutely.
The way they've been playing.
The month of March Madness, which is coming up in a couple of months, because I'm waiting on it.
And they finna be mad at they had to pay these kids.
Right.
They was paying them under the table.
Finally. And guess who got in trouble for getting paid under the table? The young people.
Yeah.
Not the coaches, not the boosters. The boosters still doing whatever they do. Still getting over how they getting over. But the young person who, Maurice Claret, is from Ohio State. Perfect example. Perfect example. Somebody who should have been a #1 draft choice got his life destroyed because somebody blew a whistle and made him the scapegoat instead of the persons who set it up.
See what Doug Chain Cabana said. I wonder what if Rome was actually Babylon.
Well, if you go watch the movie Caligula, and that'll show you what the hell Rome was doing.
I mean, if you even go in Greece, if you go look at, like I say, if you go watch the movie Alexander, I love when I like the dialogue when Alexander,
Right.
for sure. I love when Alexander, when they went over in what was it, Babylon they went and ran into? When he was like, we call them animals, but we the one is the savages, when he looked and seen how they was living compared to how they was living.
Right.
And it's like, but see, that's the thing. We so, we so quick to point out and say other people savages and be looking like, no, we might be the damn savages.
But see, that's the issue that they're having with people in the Muslim countries who are saying, hey, you want to force us to live the way that you're living, but look at what you've done.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
That was the issue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
That was the issue that they had with Malcolm.
Facts.
That's the reason why they killed me. They hurry up and had to get rid of Malcolm.
Yeah.
Malcolm was no longer saying, we're not going to talk about civil rights. We're talking about human rights. We're going to bring you up in front of the United Nations.
Right.
So he had to go because he had the power of other countries and people. He had the power of Africa behind him. Oh, I'm sorry. Al-Qaeda. We're not calling it Africa.
Yeah, but just think, but this is by design, though.
Right, absolutely.
See, when you say, that's why I feel like they feel like when they did the civil rights movement, you start seeing brothers that can come mayors and do this and that. They feel like they killed the movement.
But they did.
Yeah, they killed it. Why you think they keep trying to destroy? They don't want it to pop back up again.
No,
the conscience of the people.
Right. So they killed the movement by giving a few people crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Big Six back at the time, and I can't remember all their names, but King was involved. Asa Philip Randall was involved.
I had to find the video. I'll put
Ralph,
it back
not
up.
Ralph Abernathy, but there's a couple other ones. And I'm not just naming King because he's the one that comes up, but he was part of the Big Six.
Yeah, but he eventually he saw different, and
That's when he ended his life.
Yeah, because but that's with anybody. If I'm giving you this money and you're gonna go against what I told you.
Whitney Young was one. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, you bought and paid for it.
Right.
I feel you, Dove Chain said colleges don't seek out the most intellect among us. They give them scholarships like they do athletes.
Well, but then that goes back to community.
Right.
That goes back to community being there to make sure that, hey, look, what if you're going to take my son, daughter, or whatever, and they're going to be, what are we getting in return? And this is what my demands are. Other than that, then don't take the money, because the spiel that they're going to give you is, we can help you get out of poverty. Look, you're poor and you're a broken family. And we can, if your son or daughter comes and plays with us, then guess what?
Yeah.
If they do what we need them to do, and they become part of the system, then they can get you out of this poverty. Perfect example. We're knocking them, but look at what's your boy?
Which one?
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He lost where he was coming from. Decided he was gonna do some dumb stuff. Instead of keeping it under wraps, he let somebody go bust him out. Now do what you do. It is what it is.
It was the honey trap. It's
always a honey trap.
RZA Islam put that on there because we don't be having that mind state.
Right.
How did this girl get to be in a place where a millionaire work out at?
Ain't no damn way I'm not even talking to you.
But how did she get in this place?
Well, then they set it up. Come on now.
How she get in this place, and then she was of age. Let's be honest.
Yeah, she was of age. People are complaining is because he's 55 and she's 20.
Let's
21.
be honest, what it really is. He was black.
Oh yeah, well,
he fit the description of
every
dark skinned.
Yep.
He fit the what do they call it? Tropes.
Yeah, they say
like
the
that's stereotypes.
Yeah.
Thank you. The stereotypes.
Yeah. Right.
And you don't same thing. What the basketball coach from Boston do?
Right.
What did he do? What did TJ Holmes do at CNN? Why he off the air?
Yep. See.
Now TJ Holmes, if y'all seeing what I'm getting at? Hold up. What about Ray? No, what's the wide receiver from Baltimore? The got in trouble. He was sleeping with one of the Ravens.
Cheerleaders.
The players. She was a cheerleader, but she was dating one of the guys that work in the organization. I can't think of his name. He a wide receiver, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Steve something, the little short dude. He was Steve Smith.
No, he played for Carolina.
Yeah,
okay,
Carolina. My bad, Carolina.
Yeah.
But what did he do? Mess with a white woman.
Yeah, well.
See, and they know, and you know this. That's a killer.
That's always
in that
pattern,
industry.
though.
Yeah,
and that's always how I was told. I don't know if I told you this or whatever. I was talking to my son, and he went to Oakland Community College down there by Oakland University. Got a scholarship to go down there, and I was asking him, why he didn't mess with other people that wanted to mess with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, because I told them if they found out, if my dad when my dad found out, you're gonna have to afford my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if you can't afford my lifestyle, then I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I laughed at him. I was like, well, why would you not? He was like, because you think I want to listen to you for the rest of my life about something that I know that I shouldn't have done or whatever that would have turned out horribly wrong? And you telling me it's going to turn out horribly wrong, but for a few minutes, then here I got to deal with this mess for the rest of my life. And then I got to listen to you too. He said, no, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want to, because it's enough for me to listen to you now, let alone listen to you then when I was in college trying to, do whatever I was trying to do. And then you find out that I was doing some stuff with some people that was going to cause me a problem because they've always caused a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to hear that from you. Yeah, and you're right. He's 55 and he should have known better. But at the same time, whether he contacted her or she contacted him, she grown. She wasn't 17, 18. She 21, 22. She knew what she was getting herself into as well. And what he did was end up just paying the bill off in order for it to not to be an issue. Well, I'm not apologizing. He apologized. Hey, I'm sorry, I hurt y'all, whatever. Well, you was out there doing your thing. Whatever that is, you just happen to get caught. Trust me, if I'm, oh man, God say, hey, bro, we gonna give you some money, because we know you gonna know what to do with it. Don't come knocking at my door. I don't know who you is.
Hold up, I got this one for. Oh, you know what? Hold on. While we on that, let me stop it. While we on that right there, hold on. Let me add this one up.
Yeah, go ahead on.
I got you. I found it. No, I found it. Yeah, I found. No, I got you because I wanted to play it for a purpose.
All
but
right.
I'm gonna play this other one that we can end it with.
All right, cool.
Man, what did I just send that joker to? I gotta have to play. Oh, here we go. Hot damn
trap
it.
with Cat, and you get me every time.
For sure, I'm gonna play this. See this one because we talking about it. But I got the other video too. Don't work with me, work with me.
For sure, for sure.
Share. Let me share. Stop. Okay, I got it. Let me go back here. Let me get this one right here. I got you. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, family. Let me get in my thing tonight. Y'all ready? Is it up here? Let me get this one together. What the heck?
And a honey trap, also known as love traps, it is an Israeli tactic. It's an Israeli Mossad agent governmental tactic.
Ooh, we get some deep shit.
Where people are set up with agents. Women are set up to be around you, right? They're agents. They have a mark. And a honey trap, also known as love traps, it is an Israeli tactic. It's an Israeli Mossad agent governmental tactic.
Ooh, we get some deep shit.
Where people are set up with agents. Women are set up to be around you. Right, they're agents. They have a mark. They're giving your folder. This is the person. Let's say it's Craig. Okay, Craig Smith. This is where he lives. This is what he likes. The common places he eats. How he dresses. What his show is. What are his likes, his dislikes. What kind of food. All this stuff. They're given a folder. This is very real, and they study it. They learn everything about you, and they go to the common places where you normally are. Then they start to finish your sentences for you. They start to bring you things. And I saw you over there, like this, man. I like the way you talk, man. That joke is funny, etc.
Intention bombing.
Intention, all that, love bombing. And
Right,
so you get caught in that. Next thing you know, they have you in the bed with them. Next thing you know, you're involved with them. Now they're around you in your life and all this, and you're like, damn, I love this woman. All of a sudden, and then boom. Oh, he raped me. Oh, boom. You had a $100 million contract coming down the line. I'm suing you for $50 million. That was a mark hit. That is a honey trap, love trap, Israeli Mossad tactic. It is very real. Happens all the time. Now, whether or not she directly was instructed to do that, she did that. She's an OnlyFans individual, which means money is the first thing. I'm using men's lust for me to get money. I'm going to go after a big fish. Shannon Sharp, making a lot of money. I've been hanging around with him. Let me see how much money I can get out of this man. $100 million contract. If I say rape now, I can get at least half of that.
We back live. How you feel about that?
Man, well,
what's your take on that?
I'm not clear about the whether it's a set of Mossad files that they do that, but my dad said they used to do that in World War II.
No, he was just saying, this is what they do.
But this is because even some of the young men, when I would go down to visit my son at the college, and they would have tutors. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't need her to tutor you in anything. I got it. But, cute girl or whatever, and there you go.
So do you think it's possible?
Absolutely. Definitely. You see it happen all the time.
Okay. See,
now, whether it's a file from the Mossad or whatever, I don't know.
He was just giving.
Yeah. But the mere fact that something like that takes place, absolutely it does.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Who did he piss off?
Well, you got $100 million deal coming from ESPN. Yeah. You got this. So
because what I'm saying, she was an OnlyFans. People know what OnlyFans is. Right. This is what they do. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden she wanted to go get money. This is nothing new. This is what the point I was saying is we wonder how people. I remember when Jed was here, when he, Jedediah, when he was here, it was a woman that came to his hotel room.
See, I went to Colorado on a ski trip back in 1995 with my boys. We stayed in one of the condos because we didn't know what we was doing. We stayed in one of the condos thinking they folks thought we was balling. Room service come at 2 o'clock in the morning. We didn't order room service.
Same thing with Kobe Bryant. How did this girl just happen to come?
That was the same place we stayed at.
And that's what I'm saying. But see, they won't tell you this stuff. Don't no regular folks get around rich people like that.
Man, they really thought we was balling, man. They sent all kind of stuff to our room. But only one person kept coming to our room. And I'm like, who ordered room service? And then we just crashed in at 2 o'clock in the morning. We out partying and hanging out. Who nobody ordered room service? And now, y'all think I'm radical now? You should have met me then. Hey, get your away from the door. We don't want no room service. Get out of here. Because it's complimentary. Not at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because it seemed like the story just seemed too much. Just think about what happened to my man down there in Miami. Remember, he was the mayor. He was trying to run for governor.
Yep.
He get the male escort. He got caught up in it. Somebody just happened to take pictures.
Yep, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Facts, Deborah Loon, is just another way of studying your press.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but see this, and it's like, but see, people don't think that's real.
Right.
This is what be crazy, and you be wondering what you think happened to what's my man, the quarterback that's the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Remember, he was at Texas, Houston, Texas.
Yeah. Oh, now the reason why his stuff happened, I truly believe this. I see the boy's name, we see the boy's face. He was trying to get a different contract, or he was trying to leave Houston when everybody else was leaving Houston.
Yeah.
And there was like Deshaun Watson. There was like, hey, look, you can't go nowhere. You're the franchise quarterback. He didn't have no offense. He had no defense. Then now all of a sudden this thing comes up about him having these illicit situations.
Deshaun Watson, that's his name.
Yeah, these illicit situations with masseuses. Wait a minute though. Why it come up when the contract come up? How come it didn't come up the very first time it happened? That's no different than people want to say, oh, well, I'm going to talk about the person after they gone because they can't defend themselves. That's bullshit. Don't say nothing.
Well, why Robert Kraft ain't get in trouble? Didn't he get caught down at a masseuse?
He got caught down there with a masseuse. The whole situation, prostitution, butt naked in the hotel room, and don't do that anymore. You got to fine.
Yeah, but they destroyed Deshaun Watson career.
Right. Destroyed his career. All because he wanted to make a move from Houston, and there's nothing substantiated about what he did with these persons. They were allegations, and nothing's been substantiated. Because of that, then how come you didn't arrest him and charge him? You didn't.
No, I agree with you. I got this video for you. This is the last one and get your breakdown from it. Let me let you check this one out. I got the last one right
here.
Real
quick. Mr. Well, is this what we doing? Who went to Central, who went to Northwestern? Because I went to both of them. What year you graduate? That's right. See, his image was clean before. You're right.
All right. Let me go ahead. Let me pause it.
Okay, run on.
I got.
Missed it, just like the authoritarians always do. Stephen Miller slipped up and said the quiet part out loud. Just for some background context, Miller was talking on CNN about how he claimed that the judge who was trying to block Trump's attempt to deploy the National Guard to Portland, Stephen Miller called that just like the authoritarians always do. Stephen Miller slipped up and said the quiet part out loud. Just for some background context, Miller was talking on CNN about how he claimed that the judge who was trying to block Trump's attempt to deploy the National Guard to Portland, Stephen Miller called that a legal insurrection. So remember that.
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? And then the anchor was like, oh, we seem to have some kind of a technical glitch. No, if you had a technical glitch, he wouldn't have stopped talking and been looking back. But you saw how he was looking around. He knows he fucked up. He said plenary authority. Now, what does that mean? Well, by strict dictionary definition, it means absolute. Because that shit is straight out of Project 2025 saying that Trump has absolute power. Like in Russia or North Korea. I'm sure you won't be shocked to learn that Title 10 does not say that the president has absolute power. Title 10 describes the many ways the president can deploy the military or the National Guard, but it also says he has to abide by the Constitution. It does say that in certain cases of insurrection, if he deploys the Insurrection Act, that the president can order the military to do domestic policing. It is the one way they can go against the Posse Comitatus Act, which he's basically been ignoring anyway. But also, the War Powers Resolution states that if the president does that, he can only do that with the US troops for 60 days. I bet he didn't know that. And that is why he and people like Stephen Miller are constantly calling what's happening in these peaceful cities an insurrection, because they want to lay the groundwork to be like, see, we said it was an insurrection, so now we got to do the Insurrection Act. He is marching his stormtroopers into these cities where nothing is fucking happening and the governors are telling him nothing's happening. And then when the people peacefully protest that military occupation, he says, oh, look, it's an insurrection. But remember January 6th, where people literally broke into a federal building and tried to unalive the vice president and other politicians. That was just a day of love. But now Stephen Miller's just outright saying it. Well, Joe Biden, obviously, he was a tyrant, but Trump has absolute power. Because Stephen Miller knows that the only way they can avoid the horrible midterms that are in store for them is if they somehow claim that the entire United States loves Donald Trump, but also is trying to do an insurrection. So we have to put the entire country under military lockdown, and we have to just delay these elections because forever reasons. And since they are terrified of those midterms coming up, Trump and Pee Wee German are doing everything they can in order to turn the country into their own little Bergen-Belsen. So if you missed it,
we back on. What you think?
Well, that looks like he's trying to do start martial law. And anytime your area is occupied by a military force, including the police, it's so you have higher police activity, not just for events, but just because, then that's martial law. And so with him trying to put the National Guard in cities like DC is under martial law. Chicago's under martial law. When we had this so-called water crisis, that we were under martial law. So yeah, that's what he's trying to do. And he's trying to use all of these rules that are older rules to impose them on people so that he can continue this dictatorial thing that he's trying to do, so he can become the dictator or whatever of this so-called free land. But it's about martial law. And what we better do is be prepared to take care of ourselves. When they talk about the shit hitting the fan, best believe it's coming.
Well, I'm going to say for Sunday, because I had another video that's talking about the it's going to be a 1929, like the stock market crash. You got some economists saying they think that's going to be happening. But I say that for Sunday, if you don't mind me bringing that
absolutely.
to there, where you can go through that. Yeah, I've been, these some of the type of videos I be watching and stuff, family.
Hey, he don't be sharing with me, fam.
Yeah, no, because I wanted to kind of surprise you with it and just get your outtake on it. Like,
because he don't want me to set up some other stuff to add some other stuff to bring around some other stuff.
Yeah, because I honestly like your take on it, on what you be saying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's why I'm like, I got some videos. I'm gonna throw these at him and just get his breakdown. That's why I did the sharp stuff, because it was like you seeing these athletes. Just look at my man that played for Minnesota. Like, he gave the woman $1 million just to pay his child support up. I can't think of his name.
Anthony Edwards, the basketball player. He was like, look, I'm going to pay you now, then we over with. Now, other people, well, you should be in a child's life because you had it with her. But down there, he never said he was not going to be involved with the child. He just said, I'm cutting you free and clear money. I don't give a damn what your expenses are. If you run through that money between now and the child's 18, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you got it. Now you got to
manage it. Yeah, you got to manage it.
But see, this problem come from they always seeking these these women, but this is what happened.
But so the other part about that is women is seek them too. Look at the Zion Williamson in New Orleans mess around with a porn chick. That's his choice. I don't care.
No, but them brothers, they get caught. You gotta understand, a lot of them, they know these women. A lot of them boys ain't used to that.
Man,
they didn't have like the type of women that they seeing now. They're getting 10s through at them. A lot of people be dealing with 2s, 3s, and 4s and 5s.
And 2s and fews.
Right. And then when you get money,
sorry, y'all.
And then you can go, just think, you in every city. You can get you a woman.
But this is where you become discerning.
Facts.
All right. And this is where I'm telling you, Let God say, bro, we gonna put 20 million in your lap and we gonna see what you gonna do with. You motherfuckers ain't gonna see me do shit. I'm gonna be sitting in the house.
Yeah.
Locked and loaded. Come up in here if you want to. Not paranoid, because I already know. I go to the store somewhere. Hey, brother, how you? No, there ain't no hey, brother, how you doing? I don't know who the hell you is. Bye.
Yeah.
Because you want something.
Facts, Deborah. No,
you know, you want something.
Yeah, no, she's just saying sounds familiar.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Laws and flame. Yeah, this is
but it's across the board. We have to remember this. And I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. This is across the board. This is across the country. This book right here opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that I knew, but it wasn't clear about the Supreme Court and how those very same things that happen in Supreme Court have also trickled down to local courts and state Supreme Courts and local courts. It's the same stuff. As long as you can find somebody that got enough money to have somebody to come in and change the laws, like what did Gilchrist say? We got a bunch of lawyers around here. Why are they around? Because there's money involved. They're sharks. The group here, mainly they call them sharks for a reason. They ain't called sharks just because that's a cool nickname. Because they go playing the bar with some stuff if it get in the way. And if you got enough money to pay for, I'll get you out. If you broke, you ain't getting shit. You go get the damn scrimps. Sorry, I'm sorry I said it that way.
And Frank, my boy, too. Frank,
right,
man, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
But he telling you right off the rip, you can't come see me unless you got this type of money.
He earned it.
Not mad, not knocking it.
Yeah.
Not mad, not knocking it. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm letting you know right off the rip. If you want to get, I don't care if you guilty and and you got all the evidence stacked against you. I'll find a way to get you out of it with the right money.
Hey, money rules.
And so once again, even going back to the saying that people say there's nowhere biblically written, and Pastor Gas, correct me if I'm wrong. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the use of money.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon Sharp, I'm getting $100 million deal. I'm going to get this little girl that's, well, then your use of your money cost you.
But he had people trying to talk to him. He had Monique.
Yeah, that's where
he had Cat Williams. And they told
the little head think bigger than the big head.
And what did Cat Williams say? Right. Monique told him, leave them young women alone. Right. And Cat Williams said, look what happened to my man that played Kane.
Yep.
Told him. But Shannon Sharp didn't believe, because when you caught up, when you in it, when you thinking they love, he didn't understand he was the new face. You know what I'm saying? He didn't understand that Shannon didn't think, and Shannon didn't understand he made enemies. And I'm with you on that, Alan, too. He made enemies when he brought Monique on there and he brought Cat Williams. Well, Cat Williams really exposed fires, the Boulay fires, Steve Harvey. Because Steve Harvey Steve Harvey wasn't all that to Bernie Mac.
Yeah, man, you want to sit up there and cry at his funeral. Yeah, I'm holding it up again.
Yeah, Supreme Court. Just go look how he treated Bernie Mac. But, Bernie didn't know. You was jealous.
Man, because listen, I don't care what nobody say. You go watch that King of Comedy, Bernie was the show. I don't care nothing about nothing. They was cool on there. Bernie was the man. He said that's the reason why he went last.
Yeah, because you know what? You know who show it was the first tour? Harvey's.
Yep, it was Steve Harvey's.
He couldn't. That's why he went from being to being the MC to introducing them all into it.
Yeah, because he knew his type of comedy wasn't the fire comedy. Like D.L. Hughley is really political comedy.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey's family comedy. Mm-hmm. Right. Bernie Mac is just everything. Every story is funny because he was crazy enough to make it funny.
Yeah.
Okay. He was crazy enough to make it funny. And that's what made his comedy what it was, is because he could.
So
something's happening. Well, okay, we back.
Mm-hmm.
So he was funny enough to make these small stories and situations funny because he was funny enough to pull it off. But that don't mean you dog him out. Hey, man, if you the funny guy and I'm hanging on MCing, guess what? If I'm getting paid, I'm gonna let you be funny as hell.
And you see, they could never do another Kings
No.
Comedy Part 2 where you're supposed to get the money. See, we don't know how to, and that's why I kind of feel, but we're going to touch on that Sunday with the Stephen A. Smith going at Jasmine Crockett, whether you love it or not, whether you like her or not. But see, Stephen is
out of
performing.
order, bro. He a buffoon.
But see, that's what Ali, when I show Ali and Sly Stone,
yeah,
like we don't get out in public and do this and get up on
right,
here.
Right, you sitting out there, they sent you to they sent you as a watchdog.
And he don't want to, you know what I'm saying? And that's why.
And you're not politically astute. Stay with sports, bro. Shut your mouth about it. Why would I sit around and talk about anything other than what I know? I know teaching.
Because
I've been
you know
doing
why?
it for 30 years.
Somebody give you 60, 70, $80 million contract. I'll be up on here. Jasmine Crockett, you ain't nothing.
Listen. Oh, no, hell, I'm not. Jasmine, hey, holla at your boy.
Facts. But see, that's what with the point I was making, because that's how Steven is, though. Steven, you got any final words, brother, before we shut it down?
All right, family. We got to get our health together.
Facts.
Number one. That's number one. Number two, go study. Go study and be learned. Brother, what did he say his name was? That's from
Is this
from here?
Is this what we doing?
Yeah.
And Deborah Luna said, what's that book? She want to read it.
Okay. It's called The Hidden History of the Supreme Court and the Betrayal of America by Tom Hartman. It's a small book. It's a quick read. You're going to like it. Okay. I appreciate you all, family. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. I'm going to go become a physician for myself. And we'll see y'all on Sunday.
See you on Sunday. Peace.
All right, fam. Peace.